I will win the crown. I will give them something they've never seen before.
We're getting close now. Time to attach the power supply. We have these. So there's grooves at the bottom of the power supply. So basically, put your screws in those little locking things first, and then you can just slide the power supply down on those grooves, and yeah, so that part goes really easy. Now we're just gonna snug up the screws just enough to allow us to kind of secure the whole thing. The blue ends go on here, I believe, because they will not fit on the actual CPU. So we have 2 positives, 2 negatives, and what we're doing is 1 and 3, positive is 1, 3 is negative, that's one cable, that's this cable, and then 2 and 4, positive and negative, that's this cable. We're going to go to the other side. I don't know if they go underneath or around the back. There are holes here, so potentially there could be some sort of wire brackets or something, so we're just going to kind of do that. But it said we will manage that at a later time. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and put it back in its upright position. We can go on to the next step, which should be and is the CPU. All right, let's get the electronics done. I think I got a problem with this. For some reason, I put that on upside down. Which is definitely a problem, because now I have to flip it right side up. Well, that's kind of a slick idea. So they made this slot here a little extra wide and big so you can actually get this ball jointed Allen wrench in there to tighten this top screw. I was looking all over the place on how I was supposed to get to it because it's actually back behind and underneath the circuit board. So I have to say that was extremely clever to put that slot in there. The one thing I would say is it'd be a good idea if they actually mentioned. Oh, so they do have a picture of it, but because it's black on black and the pictures are kind of small, they have a lot of real estate. They could go with some bigger pictures. I couldn't quite see that, but yeah, extremely slick. I like that. That looks good for now. So I decided to go ahead and make the connections all at the same time and do that separately. So I've got everything ready to go. All the cabling is here, all that kind of jazz. So one of the first things that has me do is this is for the hotbed, and the hotbed feeds in through here, and then it's got this piece here, and I don't know if you can tell, but this goes at an angle. So this will feed in at an angle, something like this for the hotbed. And then this will go on top, and it wants me to go ahead and do that now. But my thought is, I don't know how much slack I'm going to need. So I feel like I'm going to hold off on doing that. I don't think it's going to hurt anything until after I get everything connected. Then I can determine how much slack I need. Because I don't feel entirely comfortable having that there. All it says is just make sure that the sleeve is inside of here. So I suppose if I did that, that should give me enough room. And I guess they kind of know what they're talking about. So we'll give it a shot. If I have to take it back off, it's 2 screws, right? Holy cow. What? It's a tight fit, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that right now. Well, if there's a bit of a lip or something that I'm fighting, because that is not going in. I mean, I'm sure they know what they're talking about, but this is not going in. And then just like that, it goes in. Oh, boy. Finally. Got to test to make sure the door shuts, and it does. There we go. Now we can move on to the next part, which is the power wires. Some of these other ones up out of the road. So just like on the power supply, the cabling goes red, black, red, black, red, black. So there's a total of 6 power cables that come in here. 2 from the power supply, and then the hot end gets connected on the big wires. And so the important part was that 1, they alternate. 2, the 2 that come from the power supply, it doesn't matter which side, which pair goes to which of those. So it's power supply 1, power supply 2 is the first 4 screws, and then the heat bed is the last set of screws. So, and it doesn't matter if I said power supply 1 was on this bank and power supply 2 was on that bank. It doesn't matter. So that was important to note. Okay, so this is a power supply cover. We'll need two for that. So now it's telling me to zip tie all of these wires together. And I'm just going to kind of do it fairly loosely at first, just to kind of hold them together. And from the picture, it looks like it's right about where the hinge is that they're zip tied together. So I'm just going to do it like that for now, and I can cut it later. And then I need to feed this, the extruder cable, up through here, and this nylon filament that we used, it's being used for stiffening on this. There's a slot that it needs to feed into there. So I'm going to go ahead and get that in there. Ah. The last bag of stuff, I think. This here is the filament holder. Okay. Place all three parts in front of you. Note both arms are identical. Make sure that the C-shaped part I don't know what the C-shaped part is. Make sure the C-shaped part, which will snap on the printer's frame, is facing towards you. That's this part. Okay. Facing towards me. Take the arm on the right side, insert it gently to the main part, and start to rotate clockwise away from you. It will take about half a turn to lock in place. Take the arm on the left side, insert it gently, and rotate the part counterclockwise. It should take about half a turn. Assembly requires very small force, torque. If you experience issues, check first the locking mechanism for obstacles. Went right in. Properly mount the spool holder, and it just clips right up on top here. So I'm assuming you just kind of push it down and snap it in place. Yeah. Congratulations, you just assembled the original Prusa i3 Mark III S Plus 3D printer. You're almost there. Just finished the Chapter 9 pre-flight check. So the pre-flight check, I believe, is all about basically turning it on and some other stuff like that, which I'm going to do that upstairs, where this is actually going to get placed. So that's the end of this. I may or may not do a video of the pre-flight checks and all this stuff. We'll see. See how I feel. All right. Thank you very much. Take care.
I'm not great at farewell, so that'll do, pig.
That's the worst goodbye I've ever heard. And you stole it from a movie.